Good morning. Welcome to Mrs. Cherry's Clay Academy. Today we are going to be making a bowl. I have a simple little bowl here that I have decorated. And it's pretty easy to make. What you're going to need to make this bowl is a paper plate. This one that you might have around the house. And you're going to need a pretty big cut of your clay. Now my clay I have been working on, and I no longer can cut a slab, which would be easier. I had to use a block today. So because of that, I'm going to knead it first, and then I will roll it out. So you're going to need your boards, and you're going to need your rolling pin. So let's get started. Drop my camera so you can see what I'm doing. And remember, you want to stand up to knead your clay. Press with the palm of your hand and push down. Turn it, fold it over, push down, turn it, fold it over, push down, and do that 3 or 4 times. Then you're going to get your rolling pin, and I'm going to press this down a little bit more. I have this one piece that's loose, so I need to get it incorporated in there. Make sure there are no air bubbles in your clay. Air bubbles can cause a crack, and we don't want that to happen. So I've got it pretty well kneaded. I'm ready to roll it out. Get your rolling pin, and remember you want the right thickness, so use these boards. Make sure that your rolling pin can hit one of those boards as you roll out. And I'm going to flip it and turn it, because I need to make it the size of that paper plate. So I'm going to roll and roll, and then I'm going to pick it up and flip it again. I think I'll roll it this way. Make sure at least one edge of your rolling pin hits that board, and it will stay a uniform thickness for you. Oh, and I see, you see that air bubble in there? That's what you need to look for. And to pop it, I'm just going to put a little hole right through it. Press down on it. That releases the air that's trapped in there. Now, if you need a nice set of cereal bowls for your mom for Mother's Day or for Christmas, got to start thinking of those things while we're stuck inside. All right, let's measure. Is this as big as that paper plate? Woo, perfect. Now I'm going to trace around the plate. Hold it in place, lightly trace. Remember, if you trace lightly, use a toothpick or your pin tool. Then you can remove that, and look at, I've got my perfect circle, and now I can cut it out. So I'm going to sit down and cut. Just follow that line. And there we go. Perfect. Remove your excess clay, set it to the side. And remember, when you cut something with clay, you get a sharp edge. So you want to use your finger and dip it in a little bit of water, and you can smooth that edge. Just a little bit of water. There we go. Now, if your surface of your bowl has some flaws in it, you can always use that metal rib, and you can smooth those areas. Because if you're using canvas or cloth that has some kind of a nap to it, and I still see a little bit of a bubble there, so I'm going to poke it and press out the air. There we go. Now at this point, if you would like to put texture on this is an opportune time to do that. You can use all sorts of things to make texture. Today I'm going to use a seashell. On my example, I just put a design in the bottom by using some of that extra clay and pressing it on. You could do both. I'm going to find the center of my circle. Let's see. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to say it's about right there and make a tiny little dot. And that's where I'm going to start with my shell design. And I'm just going to press it down. And move it and press it down. I can rock it back and forth. Ooh. Press it down. Rock it back and forth. Ooh, that's a nice design. I like that. Very lovely. So you can make it go up as high as you want. Almost looks like a flower in there. That reminds me of a flower, doesn't it? Now, to make your bowl, you're going to decide whether this one was based on a square. I put a square shape in the bottom as my guide. Today I'm just going to put in a circle. I'm not going to press down. I don't want to ruin my design. But this is where I am going to cut from. So I have my pin tool and my piece, and I'm just going to press out and make a cut like that. I want 4 of them. 2. I'm going to see that it comes right out where that other one was. It's in alignment with that. If you need to, you could use your board. Make sure you get it in the right spot. And this line, I'm going to come out over here and cut right there. So when I remove that lid, you can see I've made 4 cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did not go into the center area. Now I am going to fold those cuts. Depending on how deep you want your bowl, how steep you want your sides, is how much you're going to overlap these cuts. So I'm going to pick one up, and I'm going to kind of fold it and see what is that going to look like. So I'm going to experiment a little bit and see what happens. How deep is that going to be? That's pretty good. So I'm going to overlap it about 1 inch. I like that. So I'm going to take my scoring tool and I'm going to score inside and outside. Make sure there's slip or water there for attaching, and I'm going to fold it over and press it into place. That's one, and it's about an inch. I'm going to continue doing the same thing. Inside, outside, score it, add that water, you can use your finger to add it, fold it over, press it into place. Okay, next one, inside, outside. Make sure there's slip or water. Fold it over, press it into place. And the last one, inside and outside. Make sure you get that slip and water. Fold it over, press it into place. And there is my lovely little ball. Now, make sure your edges are smooth. Make sure those are nice and smooth. We don't want sharp edges. So I'm going in and smoothing that edge. Going to smooth it on the outside also. Can feel where that is. And then I'm going to let this sit for about an hour out in the open air. And then I'm going to flip it upside down and smooth any irregularities there might be on there. And that's the time when I will sign my bowl. And then if you're going to bring it to me to fire it, after you've done all your trimming and you've smoothed your edges and put your name on it, cover it up in plastic and contact me at kcherryartist, ARTIST, @gmail.com, and we can make arrangements for me to fire it for you. Nice, easy bowl, beautifully done, and I will see you next time. Have a great and wonderful day. Thank you for